Jocelyn knows that Portia changed the test results. I said, what they make, number 3? I said, you can't hold water. I said, you sure? Are y'all sure that Trina isn't Jordan's daughter? Because she can't hold water either. But yeah, I said Trina proved why nobody tells her anything. Josh now knows that Portia changed test results. Jordan telling business that don't concern her. She ends up telling Anna that Portia's pregnant. I said, you don't even know if that's true. You just speculating that she's pregnant. I mean, she is pregnant though. Isaiah wants to spend time with Portia. She agrees. Drew ends up offering to lift restraining order if Alexis represents Willow. Curtis tells Kai about the divorce. I said, he always places he shouldn't be. You talking to Kai of all people? Why he don't do no pop-ups either? I said, you could have popped up and seen Portia and Isaiah kissing or something. I said, it's time for her to get exposed. But yeah, Curtis was telling Kai about the divorce. Ronnie accuses Tracy of poisoning her. And Lulu thinks that Michael is the one that shot Drew. Okay, so hey, y'all. Welcome back to another review of Life of Justice for General Hospital, October 21st, 2025. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. So, do y'all think that Tracy ended up being the one to poison Ronnie? Or do y'all think it was Martin? Because people have been saying, they was like, Martin did it. I thought she slid something in the drink. I thought she had put something in there to, spice things up, get things interesting. Because you could tell that she was not enjoying herself. But now I'm like, okay, Martin had to do it. Do y'all think they in cahoots together? I definitely agree with Tracy though. She was like, one thing about Monica, she was never cruel or whatever. She was like, something is very wrong here. I said, exactly. Something is definitely wrong. I said, Martin and Ronnie got to be in cahoots together. Or either Martin responsible for all this. But yeah, on today's new episode, we're going to start with Alexis and Drew. So basically, he goes to her. He wants her to represent Willow. She was like, why? She ends up declining. So then he was like, okay, I thought you would say that. So I lift the restraining order and allow you to see Scout if you agree. She was like, on one condition, if you lift all the restraining orders. He was like, everybody can get theirs lifted except Danny. He's like, I'm not letting no hitman son around my daughter or whatever. And I was like, really? I said, really? I said, what happens when you need that hitman son or you need Jason for your help or whatever? But yeah, hold on. But yeah, Alexis ends up agreeing by the end of their scene or whatever. He still won't let Danny see Scout. He still won't. I said, Danny better not go see that girl because he definitely going to use that as his excuse to send Danny to jail. Curtis and Kai weren't talking about nothing except the same thing. They was talking about the divorce or whatever. He was saying how he's sorry to hear that. And he ends up talking about staying to work with Drew. He feels like he'll be a hypocrite and stuff like that. And Curtis was just encouraging him. He told him not to allow Drew to get him up into anything criminal and stuff like that. So I'm thinking they foreshadowing something to come. Because once again, they said the guy that plays Kai is leaving the show. I don't know how true it is, but that's what they've been saying. So I was like, what are you going to get him to do? And nobody still know about these doggone fingerprints on the doggone bed. And I said, Curtis always places he shouldn't be. I was expecting somebody to walk in on Portia and Isaiah kissing. But nothing. Josh and Trina. Once again, I said, Trina continues to prove why nobody tells her anything. She kept going on about her parents not including her. She is a part of this family. Ain't that what she said? She said she was a part of this family. They keep it secrets and they finally told her. So far, she done told 3 people that her mama changed the test results. She told Kai. She told Emma. Now she done told Jocelyn. I said, who's she gonna tell next? I said, you could tell these folks what your mama did. You might as well gonna tell them that y'all stole the evidence. Might as well. Ain't like they gonna go rat you out. Might as well tell them. You telling everybody else everything. I said, that's why they don't tell you nothing, girl. I said, you gotta be Jordan's daughter. You gotta be Jordan's daughter at this point, because she telling stuff that she ain't got no business telling either. And that leads me to them. So Jordan wanted to meet up. Look, I wrote Jordan and Portia. I mean Jordan and Anna. Let me scratch that out. No, I think, was they talking at first? Oh, yeah, they was. That's why I wrote that. I did. Jordan and Portia, she was questioning her about whether or not she was pregnant. She ends up saying, no, she's not pregnant, and to mind her own business, and she ends up leaving. Jordan meets up with Anna. She ends up saying how, once again, Portia's lying to Curtis, and she needs to figure out if she needs to tell him. What? How is that any of your business? How's that any of your business, girl? And I said, you don't even know if she's actually pregnant or not. So I said, I know you, all the signs are there and stuff like that. And she was just talking to Anna about it. She done told that the girl pregnant and stuff like that. You don't even know if she's pregnant. I mean, they did confirm she's definitely pregnant. But it's not your place. So next thing you know, Trina comes up to her and says that she's still basically hoping that, her parents work things out. So in order for them to do that, she needs to keep her distance. I said, you worry about the wrong person. They were, I mean, she do need to keep her distance. They need to stop, whatever. But that's nothing compared to what your mama over here doing with this man, with Isaiah, or whatever. You keep, cause your mama said it, don't make it true. She trying to cover her tracks. She the one been stepping out. But yeah, that's what she ends up telling her and everything. Ronnie and Tracy. Ronnie ends up realizing that, she was saying how she didn't have no alcohol. She's like, somebody had to slip her Mickey. So she accuses Tracy. And everybody in the room was, on Ronnie's side or whatever. Long story short, everybody agreed and they brought up how she, set Alexis up some years ago. And Ronnie ends up telling her she gotta leave. So Tracy told her before she left, she was like, one thing about Monica, she was never cruel. She said giving the house to a complete stranger or whatever, that's cruel. And leaving, the one that's been right there with you, a jar of relish or whatever she said it was, that's cruel, but that's not Monica. She said something is seriously wrong here. And I agree. I definitely agree. I don't know if Ronnie in on it. I don't know. We'll see soon enough, I'm assuming. But yeah, Tracy ends up, I think Brooklyn, what? No! Let's backtrack. Olivia gonna say something. I don't want you at the Metro Court either. The fact that strangers can just pop up and just convince you. I mean, Tracy is Tracy. We all know what she's capable of. Like, it's no shock. But I don't think she did nothing. I honestly don't think she did. But yeah, the fact that a stranger can pop up and tell you something and you side with her, I was like, But look like she at Lulu's house on tomorrow's episode, y'all. What else? Anna and Jordan, we already talked about her snitching, talking about the girl pregnant. Isaiah and Porsche, she was going on and on about Jordan. I said, she's showing you she don't want you. She really ain't, because first she didn't want to spend time with him. But then when he told her she'd get the keys and go to the cabin because he was saying how his cabin finally done. And he was like, if you need some alone time, I give you the keys and you could just go there. You could just go there yourself or whatever. She was like, you really give up, your piece or your place for me? He was like, yeah, if that'll make you happy or whatever, just saying that'll make him happy and stuff. So she agrees to spend some time with him. I said, see, Trini, you worry about the wrong thing, girl. I said, you need to come over here. You need to be the one to walk in and see these folks involved or somebody now. Come on. But yeah, that's what they was talking about. She eventually agrees to go, spend the weekend with him or spend some time with him and go on a getaway. And the last people we got is Lulu and Lucas. He came up, he was talking and stuff like that. She ends up revealing what she heard, that Michael said that if he had a shot Drew, he'd be dead, and how he wished that he had set Willow up. So she think that mean that he actually did it. They were just going back and forth about who more capable, Willow or Michael, and how Michael is Sonny's son. I mean, he's definitely changing into, somebody different. But I really can't say if he did it. I've been saying I don't think he did it or whatever. I just hope that he has evidence. That's all I'm hoping for. So far, what I've seen is he's supposed to take his plan to the next step. What plan? Is it somebody to keep her in jail or what? That make him look guilty, don't it? I said, but I don't think it's going to be nobody we expect. We'll see, though. But yeah, that's all they was talking about. And Lucas was trying to tell her, because she told Curtis that she has a new angle with the whole Drew Kane shooting and stuff like that. So she planned on writing an article saying what she overheard about Michael and everything. And I said, snitch. I said, snitch, you don't even know if that's true or not. But yeah, I think that was the last thing, y'all. That's basically everything that happened. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces, have a great rest of the day and be safe.